Satnam, friends. I hope you're fine right now. But the title for today is Meditation to Find Strength to Move Through Crisis. And life really is a journey through crisis. We're born, we grow up, we go from being children to young adults. That's a crisis. We go into relationships. It's a crisis. We go out of relationships. It's a crisis. People die. It's a crisis. And we all know this. It's going to be like that. And we need the capacity to move through those crises. I was just out running. I live in this beautiful land of prana on the west coast of Sweden. It's so lush and green and pure and beautiful. And I was just out running with my husband, and we've been together for 17 years. That's a long time now in a modern life. And sometimes I want to leave him. You know, I really don't want to stay in the relationship. And I think that's quite common when you're in a long-term relationship, that you feel, I can't stay, I have to leave. And actually, one day, I might actually leave. And it's not because I don't love him. All the times when I've come into a situation where I feel, I need to move on, I need to do something different, it's not because I don't love him. It's because I'm starting to love me. And I realize that when I'm in relationship with other people, my love for them makes me blind of my own needs. So in a relationship, the other person's needs become very important, or the family, the needs of the family. And as we grow and evolve, our needs also change. My needs are different now than I was when I was 24, really. I was a different person. So I come into these situations where I feel that my needs are not met, and I haven't taken care of them for a long time. And then that creates that urge to leave the relationship, to find a way of meeting my needs and exploring who I am, because I love myself. And that is how a crisis, one of these crises that we can go through, arises. So my teacher once told me that there's two ways the crisis that can occur. And one is when we don't see the signs, we don't care for the needs. We get a bill in the mail with our mortgage and we don't pay it. We don't pay attention. Then we get a bill again and again. And then we don't pay it. Then someone will come knocking on our house, on our door, and say, well, this house is not yours anymore. And then we live on the street and there's a crisis. And we'd say, like, how could this happen? Well, we didn't pay attention. We didn't do what we needed to do. We didn't serve our needs in time. And neglecting our needs, or the things that needs to be done, then creates this crisis. And then there's two ways a crisis can arise. So that's one of the ways, but there's only one way out of the crisis. And that is to move. And in the middle of the crisis, you might not have the energy. You don't know what to do, what I do in this crisis, because you're living on the street. You haven't paid attention for a long time, and maybe those needs that you have has created a lot of actions, unconscious actions in your life that has brought a lot of crisis into the relationship. I know that I've done that. My husband is so patient. Bless his heart, and I love him so much. But I also love myself. So then you need to move in a situation that is very difficult. So you have the crisis, and there's only one way out. You need to take steps to meet those needs that you have neglected. If you don't do that, the crisis will continue. If you just freeze and do nothing, the crisis will continue and become more and more and more difficult to be in. And this meditation that we're going to do today has been one of the techniques that has helped me to get clarity, to get energy, to get strength, to make that little move that might move me out of that life crisis. It hasn't solved it. I haven't found the optimal way of serving my own needs. It's a work in progress. But this meditation has given me strength to stay and serve myself and love myself deeper and deeper. Okay, that was a lot of words. I just had to say it. I love you so much, and I want to share so much. But let's meditate. Close your eyes. And find your connection with earth. Feel your sitting bones. And take a couple of deep breaths. Feeling the connection with earth. Stretching the spine straight. The neck straight. Allowing the chin to come in a little bit. Connecting through the top of the head up towards the heavens. Allowing yourself to be held by earth, connected to the ever-expanding universe, creating space. And then start breathing like a little dog in a hot summer's day. Open your mouth and do a panting breath. You can even stick your tongue out. And when you found this automatic dog panting breath, take your tongue in and breathe through the nose. Soft little breaths in and out. It's called the breath of fire. And sometimes the breath becomes longer inhalations than shorter exhalations. Then after a little while, you're not going to be able to breathe in more. If that happens for you, start focusing on the out breath, getting the in and out breath equal lengths. It's a fast breath, 2 to 3 breath cycles per second. And we're going to stay with this for a little bit, because this breath tells the nervous system to shift over to parasympathetic. And when we're in parasympathetic, we go into a restorative, a healing capacity for the body, and it clears our mind. But it takes around 8-9 minutes before you shift into that. So stay with it. We're going to stay for 11 minutes today, breathing like this. This is a great opportunity to do this together, to gain that strength and vitality and the prana in your body, and shift over to parasympathetic, to a more clear mind, so you can do what you need to do to meet your needs, to prevent crisis, pay the bills, meet your needs. Or if you're in a crisis, you can find that little move that you need to do to shift, to start shifting, to start transforming out of that crisis. Keep the breath going. 11 minutes. I'm just going to make sure that we don't stay here forever, because sometimes I do. I stay 31 minutes. Let's go deeper now. Deeper with your breath. Breath of fire. Gentle breaths in and out. And if it's the first time you're doing this, then You can also slow down a little bit, make it slower. It might become difficult because the body is used to breathe on its own without your interfering. And now you want to shift into a willful breath. Be patient. Allow yourself to be a beginner. If you fail, it's not a big deal. Just start again. Gentle breaths in and out. And when you start feeling comfortable, go deeper, closing your eyes, guiding your eye into the third eye point. Breathing. Keep the breath going. Feel how the breath fills you up with prana. Connected in your belly. This breath creates some movement in the belly, but you're not pumping or pulling, but you're allowing that movement to activate your third chakra, activate the Tao Chen, the navel point. You're bringing prana into the body, allowing the flow of energy and prana to come in and strengthen you. Make an invitation and start imagining this exquisite light moving into your body, into every cell, pouring into your body, out to the contours of the body, inviting it with the breath and allowing it to shine around you. Breathing. breath going deeper and deeper, deeper with your focus. Maybe now you're starting to feel that inner little conflict where the sympathetic system doesn't want to give in. Your body don't want to go into relaxation because it's there being civilian, looking for the dangers. And it has a reason for wanting to be alert, to be ready. A life crisis wants you to be alert and be ready. It doesn't want to shift into relaxation and openness. So go deeper with the breath. Stay. Tell your body it's okay. You can shift. Shift into relaxation, openness, clearness. So you can make that little move that you need to make to get out of the crisis. The first little step towards having the strength to meeting your needs, to seeing clearly. And maybe you don't understand or know if the move you're about to make is the right one. But a crisis needs that movement. And sometimes we just have to decide on something and go with it. And then pray. You know, prayer in the yogic tradition is creating vibration and asking also, trusting for the universe to serve, trusting that when I move from my heart, love will bring me through. Trusting the step. Letting go of absolute control. Finding the clarity in the mind. Allowing the action to come from the heart. Loving myself so much that I realize that my needs are also important. Serving my needs. Relaxing deeper. Being in contact with myself. Serving the world. I love myself so much. So I can love you so much. So you can love you so much. So you can love me. Last minute, deeper, deeper with your breath. Deeper with your focus. And breathe in. Hold the breath. Suspending the breath. Relax in the jaw and the shoulders. Gently breathe out. Top of the tongue in the palate, eyes in the third eye point. And watch. The stillness and the clarity in you. Yeah. And I hope these thoughts might help you through life crisis to gain that strength to see and serve your needs, to understand that they are valid and that you are valuable. And if you're in a life crisis and you can't figure it out yourself, reach out, reach out to someone, a friend, reach out to people around you, because we all have needs. We all have life crises, and we can all help and support each other. You don't have to hide and feel insufficient or bad because life is bringing you pain or crisis or situations that you can't figure out yourself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this with me. Satnam, I love you, and I love me.